Hey Beyonders, I'm going to talk about shops. This is going to be a shop guide. If this video helps you, please like it and don't subscribe to me. Alright, so I got the shops here. You can of course filter them by just clicking on certain things here. They'll show you, lets you filter out which shop you want. You know, whether you want to, like the way I use my filters, I search by types. So if I want the pizza, I go to the pizza and I can get all my pizza options. You know, if I want, you know, any other hot dog or whatever. It's just so, because if you have them all, it's kind of all over the place here. So, and then the same thing for the drinks. Another thing you should also make sure you pay attention to is the vending machines. Sometimes can make just as much as shops. All right. So what I've done is the way I build my park is I always make the big path, big main path, and then I got the shops all around, and I try to keep the rides to the side. All right, keep them to the side so there's enough space to put shops in between them. I think that's super important. Okay, if you build the rides too close to the roads, then you have to put shops in kind of weird spots. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on one of them. So this is going to show your profit the last 30 days. The customers. So this is actually, this shop is very popular, but yet I'm not making very much money on it. So this is a good indication that you should be raising prices. You see this thumbs up here. It says most positive feedback regarding fee. So anytime you see the thumbs up there, you'll be able to know that this is probably something that you can raise prices for. All right, so I'm going to raise, I can see the thumb in each one of them. So I'm going to raise my prices up by about 30 cents. You know, bring that one up to 5.50. Now this icon right here is most often purchased. All right, so we know that this one's popular. So let's hit it by 50 cents. All right, and we'll give this one to 30 cents as well. All right, because we want it, like, what's the point of having this thing if it's not making money? Now keep in mind, I can lower the work mode. You're still going to get guests lining up and using the shop, but it reduces the upkeep, but it also like reduces the outflow of guests. So I usually keep it at pressured because I always have guests at these shops. All right. What else? So the upkeep is right here. This is the service speed. You're going to want the maintenance. I always have a maintenance guy that is just doing shops. All right, I find they get lost in the rides. They must be going to the rides more often. See, this is a good example of it. I have this damn vending machine breaking down, and every time it breaks down, everybody stops and looks at it. Right? Look, I think this is a glitch. I don't know if this is a feature of the game or whatever, but okay, that one worked fine. Watch, this is going to break down. Everybody has to stop and watch. All right, this causes huge amounts of traffic, so I usually turn these vending machines off until somebody comes and fixes the damn thing. All right, which is a real pain. So again, you can also change your prices here as well. You know, I can see that this one is popular, so let's go ahead and hit it by 50 cents. All right. You should always have tons of vending machines. I sometimes will build a vending machine of the same type right beside a food court that sells the same thing, because they get so busy and people will walk past it. This is the thing. If you got big lines, people will walk past it and they won't eat or drink. So if I look through here, so I bet you this guy right here, who's thirsty as all hell, is probably saying that the lines are too long. Yes. So it walked past a place that sells drinks and said, that line's too long, I'm not waiting. All right. So you got to be careful. You can still have like you can still have lots of shops, but if the lines are too long, they won't use them. So sometimes it's smart to even have the same shop side by side. They will barely compete with each other. If you get traffic like I got here, you're not going to have any issues. All right. And if you do, just close one down. It's not a big deal. All right. So another thing you should always do is you should impossify the shops. So I impossified my balloon shop. And as you can see here, it gives it an extra fun bonus and gives it extra energy, which is great. It's like, why wouldn't you give a boost of energy to the people shopping at your shop? The food shops seem to all have the same one, the Soothe Stomach, which helps you with money because you don't have to hire as many paramedics to cure nausea. All right, paramedics are expensive. All right, so it's good to have that. So you should always make sure to impossify your shops. When your shop can be impossified, you just click on it.
Even with
Then,
a dozen flavors
oops.
to choose from and 3 scoops per serving, you could eat a different
So-
combination almost every day for a year.
I screwed that one
which
up.
is worrying, as I've done about half of them by February.
All right, so I tried to impossify it, but I kind of screwed it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right. I thought some of them give you little offshoots to put it. This one kind of just upgraded it itself. So let's see what type of upgrade that gave. Again, another smooth stomach and a boost in amazement, which is actually nice because you always need amazement points. So let's go ahead and go to another one. Yeah, so we got to place something. So this one requires placing something. I'm probably going to do this one later. I'll move this vending machine and place it right there. I'll move the vending machine over there or something. All right, and then so you should always make sure to be impossifying your shops. It's probably the second most important thing to impossify. I like to impossify staff, shops, then rides. All right, so if you go through your finances, you can go to your shops and rides. I think, yeah, you can just change it by just shops. You can see what's doing well for you, what isn't making money. Most of the time, everything's making money for me when it comes to shops. All right. You know, this one isn't making much money. You can check it out. Is that this one right here? No, that's a toilet. This can't be. So it's this one not making very much money? See, sometimes it's tough to make money even with the shops. You know, I guess I'm just going to have to start raising prices. See, and make sure you also turn on everything. I guess I didn't turn everything on here. Turn it all on. Raise a couple prices. You know, make some more money off these shops. Don't be afraid to raise prices. That's one thing for sure. Don't be afraid to raise prices at all. You know, make them pay. You need to run this thing, right? And it's hard to balance a budget. All right, let's see if there's anything else I can really talk about shops. So the shop types are all, it says right there what your visitors prefer. So one thing I like to do with my shops is I make sections. This is my kids section ride, family section, I mean, and I got my teenager zone over here. So I got teenager shops right beside my teenager rides. All right, I think that's smart. It just makes sense, right? They're going to be. I try to keep especially my souvenir shops, because I don't know how the souvenir souvenirs are calculated. You can see right here, seeking souvenirs shows you who wants a souvenir, and I have a feeling that it's after they use a ride or something like that, after a certain amount of fun threshold has been reached. So I like to put the souvenir shops right outside of the exits of rides, so I know that when they're seeking the souvenirs, they're going to go to them once the once they pass them. They says they're seeking souvenirs, but I don't know if they actively go to the shops. I think it's just if they're walking past them. All right. So we talked about souvenir shops. We've talked about food and drink. Vending machines are super important, though, like I showed you before, they do have little glitches with them where everybody will stop and stare at them if they break down. So it's important to have a maintenance guy that's just for shops. Okay, I probably need a second maintenance guy just for shops right now because I seem to be struggling a little bit. All right, and then we got the modules. So you can do just the modules. If you're running out of space, I'm pretty sure you can just plop down a module here, and people will just shop at them. All right, so they will just shop at these little modules. If you're really hurting for space, I don't like doing it. It kind of makes the park look a little chintzy, but it's not a big deal if that's what you want to do. Okay, and I think that's it. All right, so that's all I can really say about shops. There's nothing to say about benches or anything like that. Okay, if this video helped you, please like it and don't subscribe to me. I want to thank my channel members. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the support. If you would like to support the channel by becoming a member, please do so, or super thanks, or for free, you can just watch another video.